Untangling history, early roots of the Israel-Palestine conflict. The Ottoman Empire, once spanning 3 continents, was the backdrop where our story unfolds. Religious diversity was a hallmark of Ottoman rule, marking the first traces of Israeli and Palestinian identities. Inevitable tensions arose, fueled by nationalism and the desire for self-determination, brewing beneath the surface. World War I further tested these bonds, alliances shifted, empires crumbled, and the stakes for both peoples escalated. The aftermath saw Britain stepping in, sowing seeds of discord in their bid to control the region. Thus, the embers of the Israel-Palestine conflict were ignited, a struggle deeply rooted in these complex historical events. Our journey underscores the importance of understanding the past as we navigate the turbulent present and strive for peace. Unraveling the Balfour Declaration, key to the Israel-Palestine conflict. In 1917, Britain's Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour drafted a significant letter. The Balfour Declaration would alter Middle Eastern history forever. The 67-word document described Britain's support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. This decision was driven by historical, political, and humanitarian reasons amidst World War I. Zionists rejoiced, seeing a path towards a sovereign Jewish state. For Jews, the declaration was a beacon, offering refuge from widespread persecution. Meanwhile, Arabs in Palestine felt betrayed. They constituted 90% of the population, yet their political rights were overlooked. Tensions escalated into violence. The declaration's aftermath was a series of riots, uprisings, and wars. The British Mandate ended in 1948, and Israel was established, worsening the Israel-Palestine conflict. The Balfour Declaration still resonates today. It is a historical milestone, marking the start of a century-old conflict that remains unresolved. Understanding the Balfour Declaration is crucial. It offers insights into the complex dynamics of the Israel-Palestine conflict, a reflection of historical promises and betrayals. Unraveling the roots, Israel-Palestine conflict, League of Nations, and British Mandate. In the early 20th century, World War I reshaped global politics. Amidst this turmoil, the League of Nations was born. The League, predecessor to the United Nations, aimed to maintain world peace. Its decisions significantly influenced the Israel-Palestine narrative. In 1922, it endorsed the British Mandate of Palestine. Britain was tasked to establish a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This decision ignited a conflict. The indigenous Arab population felt threatened by the influx of Jewish immigrants. The tension escalated over the years. Both sides claimed ancestral and religious ties to the land. Post-World War II, Britain withdrew, leaving the conflict unresolved. The United Nations stepped in, further complicating the situation. Thus, the Israel-Palestine conflict, a complex historical issue, has its roots intertwined with the League of Nations and the British Mandate era. Israel and Palestine, a story of conflict and coexistence. In the heart of the Middle East, a new nation, Israel, was born in 1948 amidst turmoil and hope. The establishment of Israel was marked by the historic United Nations vote, sparking global zeal and unrest. Simultaneously, the 1948 Arab-Israeli War unfolded, painting a canvas of fire and valor, etching its name into history. This war saw the courageous fight by the nascent Israeli army against the neighboring Arab nations. Despite the hostility, the seed of coexistence was sown, nurturing Israel and Palestine's complex relationship in the Middle East. Their relationship, fraught with tensions, has been a continual quest for understanding, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence. Unveiling the Six-Day War, Israel and Palestine. In the warm June of 1967, tension was brewing in the Middle East. Israel, a young nation, was surrounded by Arab neighbors with a simmering hostility. The fuse was lit when Egypt, mobilized along the Israeli border. It was initiating the Six-Day War. Israel's military, with its strategic planning and precise execution, seized control of Sinai and Gaza from Egypt, West Bank from Jordan, Golan Heights from Syria. The victories were swift, but the repercussions were profound. In just 6 days, the map of the Middle East was radically redrawn. However, the war also intensified the Israel-Palestine conflict. Palestinians living in the occupied territories experienced a complex reality of displacement, military control, and uncertain futures. Today, over half a century later, the echoes of the Six-Day War still resonate. The struggle for peace continues, with the relationship between Israel and Palestine remaining a global concern. Unraveling the Oslo Accords, a step towards peace. In 1993, a glimmer of hope sparked in the Middle East. The Oslo Accords were signed, promising change and peace. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat shook hands. The world witnessed a landmark moment on the White House lawn. The Accords proposed self-governance for Palestinians. Israel would slowly withdraw from the West Bank and Gaza, paving the path for Palestinian autonomy. But optimism waned over time. The agreement's implementation faced roadblocks. Mutual suspicion and violence marred the peace process. In 2000, the Intifada erupted. The flames of conflict were reignited, drowning the region in a cycle of retaliation and sorrow. The Accords remain a crucial chapter in Middle Eastern history. They symbolize a fleeting moment of hope, yet a failed peace attempt. Today, reflections on the Oslo Accords offer lessons for a peaceful future. It emphasizes the necessity of trust, dialogue, and compromise in conflict resolution. Unearthing history, the Second Intifada. The Second Intifada, a pivotal point in Middle East history, marked a dark, volatile time for Israel-Palestine relations. Beginning in 2000, Palestinian discontent erupted into violent protests, suicide bombings, and armed attacks, primarily targeting Israel. Israel responded with military operations, security checkpoints, and controversially, a West Bank barrier, igniting international outcry and further exacerbating tensions. The Intifada left an indelible mark on both nations, innocent civilians bearing the brunt of this bloody conflict. Thousands perished, deepening the historical wounds. This period also saw diplomatic efforts challenging the turmoil. Yet, negotiations faltered, failing to forge a sustained peace. Today, the echoes of the Second Intifada resonate. Its legacy, a narrative of lost lives, missed opportunities, and persistent conflict. Join us as we explore this significant chapter in the Israel-Palestine saga, seeking to understand, remember, and learn from history. Let's subscribe to my YouTube channel.